here. All right, here we go. Pull this back up. All right, I don't really know how we're going to start this, but basically the intention with this is we're going to watch each episode. There's going to be a timer up. If you want to watch, you can watch along, or if you are looking for reactions to specific things in the video post stream, you know, there's a timer there. You just match it up. But we're going to watch the first episode. Obviously, I'm not going to be streaming the episode because copyright. But we're going to talk about a little bit in between the two episodes since this is a 2-episode premiere, and then we're just going to get straight into the second episode. We'll do most of our discussion after the fact. So we're about to get started. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So I guess we're going to play on go. So 3, 2, 1, go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. We got the timer running. Everything should be good.
56:19.
Yeah, more or less. It's not going to be perfect.
I'm already like jittery.
Yeah, I think more than any other show, even more so than the Obi-Wan show, this show has a lot riding on it.
Glare.
It's weird we're getting a crawl, but it's not the same Star Wars crawl. It's like upright instead of angled. Strange. So yeah, this is taking place immediately after Mando.
All right, here we go.
Probably should open this first. It's funny to me that all protocol droids react the same. They're no Jedi. I mean, I get at this point they've got a lot of Jedi out and about, but I feel like they should be more questionable of the fact that they're Jedi coming to see their prisoner.
But there's not really a bunch of Jedi out and about. It's just what Grogu, Ahsoka, and Luke right now, right?
And like the game characters.
Oh yeah.
For some reason I can't think of his name. Cal Kestis.
Cal Kestis.
Just all the oddball things they've added since. Looks good.
Yeah.
They don't look like Jedi at all.
She's in a brown cloak. got a bad feeling.
Wow, cool. I always like that ignite, disignite to kill people. It's cool. Hey, it's Jyn Erso's blaster pistol.
Ouch.
God, he's
That guy just
cool.
died with a slash across his leg. I want to know what his story is. I don't feel like we'll get it.
I think the running theory right now is that she's a Night Sister, some capacity.
Oh, what?
Night Sister.
Oh, a Night Sister. He looks huge.
Yeah, he does. It's a shame. His character.
I've liked him in everything I've ever seen him in. Ahsoka Tano.
Cool opening. So far, it's seeming like they saved a lot of the later stuff out of the trailers, because so far everything that we've seen's been in the trailers. Also, bar doing all the cosplay stuff, I pay a lot more attention to the like fabrics and just stuff in general, how thick her cloak looks.
I've noticed, not maybe with costumes, but like seeing jackets and stuff, like in films, that you never get the same quality if you try to buy it. Like Bane's jacket, like you'd want that, and you get it, and it's like barely anything. Use the Force. I've always loved this. That's not the part I thought it was. Oh, it is.
Yeah, head tails look a lot better. Not so thick, and they're a little longer.
What? Or Liku or yeah. Loku?
Yeah, that's worlds better than it was. And it actually has that like curve in the middle of them.
Are these the sisters or whatever that showed Yoda how to become a Force ghost?
I don't know. I also feel like these are whatever those, like the first, the first Force users or whatever, the Jedi or Jedi or I mean, I don't know if that's what
but
it
they were
says,
like the
but
seven sisters or whatever that he goes to Dagobah or whatever to find.
I don't know. Oh yeah, I guess it does kind of look like that.
They have like that mask with like the dark
Yeah.
eyes. Maybe not though.
It feels very Fallen Ordery. It bugs me that how off angle that is. So I can't help but wonder if they did that practically or if that was all CG.
I mean, it seems like it'd be easy to do practical.
I don't like it. I can't get over how much better her Leku look compared to in the Mandalorian. Turn the subtitles on. It's a stoic droid. Sounds like Kylo Ren.
The droids of Ren.
I feel like that cloak poncho thing would just get in the way.
She uses the Force to keep it out of the way, though.
I guess. Like, look how heavy that cloak looks. That's like. Is that the leader droid, I guess? Because he's all red. They walk like Magna Guards. Sounds like.
Uh-oh. Force run.
We don't talk about that anymore. That was a one-time thing. Was Huyang the name of the droid from the Clone Wars?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember what his name was. That was a bit aggressive for 3 droids blowing themselves up.
Aren't they supposed to be like atomic warheads?
No, I don't know.
No, because IG-88s wasn't like that. Jesus.
Yeah, his was just like a little grenade, unless she knew that there was like something else that would react with it. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
God, he looks really good too. And she's back under the Fulcrum moniker. It looks really good. I mean, coming off some previous shows.
Alright, I gotta turn my fucking air down. Whose ship could that be? Or is that just part of that big
I think
ship?
that's the ship that we were in the opening.
No, I thought I saw like a little ship parked on top. Like you see sometimes where they'll park and there's like the hatchway down or something. I didn't know. It's probably just a part of one of those ships. Hera!
Like we're all flopping out.
All right, I'm taking it back. She's already growing on me.
Scuttled.
Who's Hera married to? Obi-Wan? Ewan? She's married to somebody.
Yeah, I think so. Didn't think of that.
I think the other thing about Hera is that her eyes were such a spectacular color in animation that it didn't register to me like on a human real form. I think that's what another thing that was throwing me off seeing it in live action. Now it's alluded in the trailer her using a lightsaber, but is it ever established that Sabine is force sensitive? No.
Oh.
Ah, yay! He actually voiced that man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's fucking awesome.
Everybody's commanders.
I like that the mural looks exactly like it did in the show.
Hey, you're talking about this guy.
Yeah. Ryder as Dooley. See, I mistook him to be the guy that was playing Balin or whatever. God.
It's weird hearing like music like this in Star Wars. Man, she already
Those
hung up.
spiders look cool.
People made a big deal about those. They're from Extended Universe. This is the problem with having a closed-in straight road out of the city.
She can use like the wing as a ramp. Damn, I thought she was gonna jump it. Los kitty.
That almost looks like a practical cat thing.
Her suit. Is that going to be his lightsaber? They got the way he talked down really good.
Spot on community, huh? Cool. I'll point out the exact, assuming it is in this, what people gathered that from.
He said Lothal like Palpatine almost. Lothal. And who are they saying this other guy is? One of the last Inquisitors, or he defeated an Inquisitor?
No clue. bugs me how perfectly she looks like Sabine from the cartoon.
I thought that was like a nod at it being her fault or something.
Kind of leaving out some details, maybe.
She just leaves, doesn't even give her a chance to get off the ship.
Bit of a
Why
hard
didn't she
ass
just go,
these
oh, there's
days.
also 2 other bad guys looking for this, and I don't think you can fight them. Oh no. Kind of looks like Maul's double bladed. The last one he had.
Hundreds of years ago. Oh. And she's gone. I like how the cup's still on the edge of the table, even though it's on the floor.
You still think at this point, after everything that she's been through, she wouldn't be so reckless.
Yeah. Glad they didn't go with a drop of the cup cliche moment there. Set the cup down. Although, wouldn't they be making the same shape in other places also? I actually know which one.
They have to all be lined up off that center piece. That little, it's like the symbol inside the symbol.
It's kind of neat. Oh, yeah, he's right there.
But how would a map put in a tomb centuries ago know exactly where?
She's gonna see him with the binoculars. All right.
He's like, I counted on you and it paid off.
If only I'd known you were up there somewhere.
Hanging out with the purple. Just gonna feed the cat. Aww.
Oh, the map. Or the binoculars.
Those are binoculars. I'm glad they show that she's still a badass even without her armor.
Oh, elbowing a droid is gotta hurt. Man, Ryan, those computers didn't have anything to do with anything. Not in any rush at all. If only you had a flying device.
How fast do you think she can suit up?
From experience, not fast enough.
That doesn't look like Ezra's.
No, it's not. It's hers. Why didn't they just leave with it?
Why does it look like she's standing like her knees are caving in?
Maybe they are. She's also got, like, a lot of fabric.
Like the opposite of being bow-legged.
It's called knock-kneed.
Knock-kneed.
She's cool looking.
Ahsoka shows up and Sabine looks like Anakin.
What? With one arm
Missing
and
her
charred to
legs
the
and
crotch.
stuff. I trusted you! I like the night lightsabers fight. But then we had one in Obi-Wan, and also, I guess,
Fucking everything happened at night in Obi-Wan.
Yeah. I'll say is one thing I don't like about all of this new age Disney stuff. Like, everything happens at night. And I'll be watching it during the day, and I can't see anything. Oh. She could have got there faster. Hit light speed and stop right before the tower. I do like the cape swirling. Ouch.
Unexpected. Didn't see that coming.
Nope. I guess that's the end of the first one.
Oh, cool. Cool. I don't think there's anything at the end.
No, I was just looking at that.
I'm just going to let this play, though, for right this second.
Based on Star Wars by George Lucas?
I mean, to be fair, I think Obi-Wan's first episode, although slow, was a pretty strong start, getting him in position for what it was.
Where this seems to be setting it up immediately.
I think this was a little bit more of a satisfying first episode to get all the pieces in place. But I get it's also a different thing. The first episode of Obi-Wan was purposefully dull to show the monotony and mundaneness of his day-to-day. I will say one thing that I don't like, one is how like negative and bitter that Sabine seems, which like I get they have their reasons, but it's been a long time at this point. And then
does it specify? I mean, it's been what, 5, 6 years, 7 years, or no, longer than that.
Yeah, I don't remember when Rebels happened, but the fall of the Empire happened after Rebels.
Yeah,
and it's been 5 years at least
so
at this point.
Easily say maybe 10. Because this is after Mando and stuff, and at the point in Mando, that was what going on 6, 7, 8 years after the first episode
somewhere
of
between
Mando.
like 7 and 10 years, yeah, since Ezra, I
Uh,
guess, went missing. So she's
well, yeah,
probably
that's what I
like
was
in her
gonna
late
say. Like,
20s.
and
But I also don't like Ahsoka being as like,
standoffish,
yeah, she just doesn't seem as like
confrontational.
upbeat and quirky as she typically does. And I feel like they even had a little bit of that in The Mandalorian, but
But that could be pushing in on the new circumstances. In Mando, she was still kind of hearing the
yeah.
rumors, and now it's becoming more real and a little more um, overbearing and dreadful. And
Yeah,
she's avoiding World War III.
I'm hoping that's part of the arc going forward. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up the next episode.
Yeah, I'm gonna pause mine and use the restroom.
Okay. Set this guy. Yeah,
one.
it looks very, very good though. Especially compared to some of the CGI and stuff in Obi-Wan, and not as much of an extreme in Mando, but it looks really good so far, I think. Balin, I kind of wish we had got a little bit more of him in this episode, but I understand why we didn't, especially to set up the apprentices against one another thing, which I'm sure is going to come back up, and she's going to have to beat her in some capacity. It's definitely not perfect by any means, but you know. But once he's back, we'll just get into the next episode. He's taking his sweet time.
Sorry.
Are you ready?
More or less.
Timer reset. Getting this backed off. Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
We're already doing a recap. I'm leaving it.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna top my drink off.
I like that the little orb actually like makes its sounds.
And now she knows why not to take it.
She didn't have to keep her arms up so long. God dang. Now that new Inquisitor guy's helmet's in the intro.
She asks for advice moving forward, and then she's still like, "No, you did enough."
It's cool looking. I think this is where we see the Night Sister magic. It's a cool shot.
Yeah, it is. I don't know why she looks like scared.
Gonna eat these nuggets.
I'm eating Skittles. Burgle?
I keep hearing sound cues or musical cues from like other things. I just can't place what it is specifically that I'm hearing.
Did you not see the Burgle in the sky?
Well, yeah, that, but specific
That's a
bits of.
throwback.
Yeah. Kind of cool. Got like duck feet.
Talking about CGI stuff, I think they did really good with the loft cats. You've seen them in other stuff, and they look really animated. In this, they look like a real fucking thing. And I think it's practical.
Yeah, I think it's a mix. Just can't tell.
I want one.
I also think they've started kind of animating something to look more like the puppets did.
Is that one of Ezra's helmets just sitting there?
Yeah, it is. Tell me that thing just hung out there. Did you not figure out how to get down the elevator? I mean, yeah, he was missing a foot.
Phone home.
At least they acknowledged it.
Because you're a hologram. Grogu can do a force bubble. Surely Ahsoka can.
Just got stabbed through the abdomen. Fine.
It's space healthcare.
It's that good old back to juice.
Don't give her a choice.
She just doesn't want you in plain clothes. She wants you in the armor.
Please.
This is when you see some Night Sister magic. People saw it in the trailers. It's that faint green that people saw.
That's cool. Moreau.
That's the Inquisitor guy.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking they were kind of on the fence, but never mind. And I shall stand here and
Do nothing.
observe, I guess.
I'm delegating.
I guess he's gonna protect that orb. I don't know. Is this the first time we've ever seen Corellia in live action?
No, you see it in Solo.
Oh, right. That's where he starts, I think.
I was wondering if we get like a little Millennium Falcon Easter egg or something. There's a ghost. Not a ghost. What was that called?
Phantom?
Phantom.
Choppers up there. The New Republic is just the worst. It's just awful.
Well, now we know why they're douchebags.
And that's why we put them at every level, including toward the top.
His loyalty isn't to the investor, not the politics. So as long as the old Imperials are investing money, he could be the guy.
Yeah, just paying him to send off droids here and there. That's what they touched on in the Mandalorian.
It's like I said, you were annoying. Bzz.
So I'm confused. Maybe she is slightly force sensitive. I don't know.
I guess.
Solid state drive.
What's a rotation? Like a day?
Yeah, I guess.
Damn. Damn.
Broken knees. Force sprint
Force
would
run.
be useful right about now. God dang it. He's
He
cool
looks pretty
looking.
cool. It's like he's got on medieval armor. Like knight's armor.
And that's what's on the back of Sabine's jacket. It's that same logo that's on her jacket. There's also a theory that this was, what the heck's her name from the Clone Wars? Barriss.
Barriss.
Yeah.
Ophi. Person doesn't really have a feminine figure though.
No. That would have been cool.
He was kind of tall. I feel like Barriss was short. And Ahsoka was friends with Barriss. He would be able to feel that.
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like.
This dude's giving me like robot vibes. It's not even like a real person. Yeah, the little tiny nugget of a ship.
I guess they're gonna start shooting.
Neat.
Yeah.
His lightsaber looks a little short.
Be like Family Guy, and he ignites it, and it just goes limp. What's this guy's name again? Morak?
Merrick, yeah.
Merrick?
This bitch really gonna, like, throw it with his little arm?
Found it.
Could you jump into
Did you
hyperspace
go
with
to-
something being, like, hanging below your ship?
I don't know. He goes, "Did you go through my stuff?"
Please tell me he does not fly away. They held off in Obi-Wan.
Watch out. That was pretty cool.
Cool. He just slices her in half.
She held a whole ship. Why didn't she just yank him out and slam him into the ground?
Because of the story?
I feel like they cleared the atmosphere. Nailed it.
Well, we know Sabine puts on the armor because it was in the thumbnail for the episode.
Hmm. I feel like they had more than 8 kills.
I don't really understand why she's so against, like, even her armor. Fucking steak knife.
Could this be the same knife that Kanan cut his hair with?
Oh, yeah, maybe. Cuts her finger.
I mean, is she gonna show up and have like a real haircut done and not just a swift knife cut done?
You best believe it. Oh, he was in on it.
I think they're just arresting anybody that worked for the Empire.
But the protocol droid they didn't take care of.
They can reprogram him. Didn't she have a jetpack? She just knows.
I guess they don't want to cross the jetpack bridge. I understand.
She does say in the finale years later, Lothal was free, blah blah blah, prospered.
Yeah.
This is the scene. Maybe. I'd be disappointed if Ahsoka doesn't have the cloak and the staff. Damn.
That was at the start of their search. Clearly a bunch has happened during that time.
Yeah.
Which I'd be curious to know, like, about their whole, like, falling out and why they're on such, like, questionable terms, but...
I'm sure they'll tell us.
Well, that didn't take long. Seems like a ship like that would be really impractical. Oh, cool. They're building like a giant hyperspace ring. Like just a bigger version. It's kind of neat. That's not how gravity works. Or it's on really...
Stiff cables.
Stiff cables. interesting hologram technology. It's more like High Republic stuff. Well, that's the same ship that you see Thrawn on in the trailers.
It's kind of that dude with the armor on. He's kind of neat, and he's kind of like standing there like sideways a little bit.
I am curious if we're going to find out that it is a she and it is a Barriss, maybe, but if it's going to be somebody recognizable, because they're specifically every feature of them is covered. No skin tones, no nothing. Because obviously, even if the face was covered, you see green hands, you'd be like, hmm? So, I don't know. And I was laughing because she got stabbed in the torso and then was fine a couple days later. So Qui-Gon is still like the only person to die from being stabbed in the torso. Nobody else.
It also depends on where, because I mean, she got stabbed.
No, yeah, they made it specifically more clear that it was like in maybe.
Qui-Gon got stabbed in the fucking chest plate.
Well, like little baby Reva got stabbed in the chest, and she was a child. I wonder if they're going to clarify. I'm glad it felt like a contained 2-episode arc, so it's not like, I don't know, some big cliffhanger. It's like, okay, well, we know what's happening, we know where we're going, so we're not like on edge about something.
And we're in for what, 8 or 10?
I don't know. I was gonna look it up.
I saw a couple of schedules. I never really paid attention to it. So it's going to be every Tuesday and not every Wednesday.
Ahsoka will consist of 8 episodes. The first 2 premiere on the 22nd and is scheduled to conclude on October 3rd.
Well, damn. Now we only have 6 more.
8 episodes. Interesting. I'm curious if they're going to clarify whether or not Sabine is actually Force sensitive or not, and maybe they
I feel like they kind of already did, yeah.
Well,
but it's also seeming like they're alluding to like everybody's kind of Force sensitive. You just got to train hard enough.
Kinda, but then there's that M word that people don't talk about or don't want to acknowledge, and the way that they portrayed it, like with the Darksaber, was that you have to train with the Darksaber to like attune to its specific like energy or whatever. So I don't think it was ever necessarily hinted that she was Force sensitive, and maybe she's not in the typical sense, but she is in the like instinctual sense to where she could fight.
But I also feel like Ahsoka's still traditional enough that she wouldn't take on an apprentice that literally would only learn lightsaber technique.
Yeah, and you obviously have to point out okay, well, she's not going to train Grogu because she's attached to Din, but then she's training Sabine when she clearly was not training Sabine until after Ezra was gone, which would have been the most determined and attached that she had been up until that point.
And we know it's been years and years and years.
Yeah.
Or not years and years and years, but she said years since she last saw her.
And I think I was unsure of Hera. I think Hera is, up until this point, has done really well. Yeah, I like that she has the smiley, upbeat, cheery, exactly like she was in the show.
And she still comes across kind of like the matriarch, like she's the mother figure to
yeah, she's trying to keep her people together. But then also she's got that like stern general side, which is like, you want to bet I can't unlock this? Try me.
I'm a general.
Yeah, I like that. I like that change. I think Sabine so far, especially visually, is like almost perfect. I'm still not 100% sold on the armor. We kind of talked about it. something about it just looks weird. I find it a little odd that they like almost completely ditched the graffiti style, other than like the little bit on the gauntlets. It looks like it has a little bit of that, but
Well, I think also the edge is that like in the animation it's very curvy, whereas in this it's very edgy. Like you see the edges and stuff, where it's not just like a flowing curvy costume that has outlines for the armor.
and it does kind of bug me that the Phoenix isn't somewhere on her stuff, given that that was like the Ghost Cruise thing, was that little like Rebel Phoenix logo.
You saw it plastered on the inside of her little home,
Yeah,
or
but it
big
was
old one.
always like on that portion of her breastplate.
Yeah.
Um, but like I said, I saw like it was a cardboard cutout picture or whatever of her in the armor, and it looked really good, like proportion wise. So I don't know. I'm curious. I also wonder if they're gonna cross the jetpack line or not. Because
What was that on the new thing that was on her? Because she has the new rebellion symbol, but then her other thing, what was that? A loth cat?
I'm not sure.
I don't think it was a loth cat.
Let's see if I could find it. And I don't, I guess, fully understand the like ditching of her armor. I don't know what that is. It looks like
Yeah.
like a jellyfish or something. I don't know what that is. It's like a crescent circular thingy.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of is maybe like a Purgle, like it's got its like little tentacles
Yeah, that's
and its
probably
little
exactly what
face.
it is. Yeah,
The
that's
thing
like
that
her.
took off her friend.
Yep, that's. Yeah, I think that's probably exactly what that is.
Which I mean would be fitting. It's the next step, I guess, because she went through Ghost Squadron, she joined the rebellion, now she's I guess searching Purgle. I don't know.
I
I get what you're saying.
I think Ahsoka looks significantly better. I still just am not a big fan of
Her attitude.
her current state of being, which again I get that it's warranted after everything, but
She's already saw the fall of everything once before.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, I like with Obi-Wan, you started with like hopeless, lost, no direction, any sort of anything, and where you ended was him being back to his old self. I wonder if we're going the same route with Ahsoka, and she's gonna maybe rescuing Ezra or whatever is gonna be one of those things that kind of bring her back in some capacity. I don't think she'll ever be like she was in the Clone Wars, but I feel like even in Rebels she had more of that like quirk and like snippiness to her, even though she kind of still had that like wise master like aura to her.
Yeah.
So
Like the catchphrases and the moments of like stress and everything else.
yeah, I'm not sure, but I don't much care for the whole master apprentice thing that they're doing, just because it feels so out of place given what it was.
I
Like
think it's
being a
also trying to
mentor would have been one thing, but like they're specifically using the words master and Padawan. It it just feels weird.
but I think it's maybe just them trying to reset and get back to the old ways. Because I mean, even the bad guy was a Jedi. He was a master. He had an apprentice, or he was an apprentice and had a master or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe even Ahsoka being of the old class or the old ways, trying to reset it. I don't know. So I'm trying to rewatch the little fight scene between her and Murak or Murak.
Merrick.
Merrick.
Yeah, there's portions it's like, okay, well that's a dude. But then it's also like a really skinny, lanky person. So they could, I mean, it's like a Taskmaster in the Black Widow movie where it was like clearly a dude body in a lot of scenes. And then it's like, oh, surprise, it's a woman. You're like, that was definitely a dude before, I think. Unless she's just jacked, which, okay, fine. But, I mean, they could, if they wanted to say that that was, I mean, I don't think it is, but if they wanted to, that would be really, I would be okay with that. That'd be cool. I do like this dude that was playing the like shipyard guy. He kind of had that like, I don't know who that dude is, but he did that.
Weasel.
Yeah. The like
I'm
accent,
no
the quirky like, ha ha ha, I don't care, I just work here. Chopper obviously works perfectly.
Always. I fucking love Chopper.
I hope they don't overdo it for the sake of like, see how different he is, but in this scenario it's like your introduction to him, so he's gonna be like extra sassy. We didn't see the ghost this episode. We only saw the little one.
Oh yeah.
I'm like super pleasantly surprised with Hera. I was really like Sabine, you know, whatever, Ahsoka, whatever. I didn't really have any like concerns, I guess. But Hera I was like really on the fence about, and I think she did really well.
Yeah, I told you how I felt about him or about her. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna feel. I don't think it's gonna translate. But I mean, immediately, like right in the first 5 minutes of seeing her, it's like, okay, this works. Hyun, I liked him too.
Yeah, he's funny. He's a good like bounce board for the main characters. Yeah. I never would have really thought of him as like the sidekick droid, but yeah, that works really well. And he's got to be a mixture of CGI and practical also, but
I mean, yeah, probably.
One thing that's weird to me is that Morgan Elsbeth is a Night Sister, but then the whole thing with Mirren and the Jedi Survivor stuff was that she was the last Night Sister. And that was like a big part of her arc was how do you deal with being the last of your kind of. So I wonder if, since she didn't necessarily answer that she was a Night Sister, she said that she was a survivor, that maybe she wasn't a traditional Night Sister, she just was like one of their people or something, and she was taken in by them or something. It also bugs me that the captions spell Balin's name with an O, and sometimes they spell it with an A, it seems. Balon or Balin.
Yeah, in IMDb it's Lan.
Yeah.
Balin. But I mean, even when there's only a couple or a handful, I mean, like what was it, Alderaan? I mean, there was like a scattered few people left from Alderaan, and I'm sure they all thought they were the last people from Alderaan. I mean, there could be a handful. I mean, every Jedi thought they were the last Jedi, and now we're finding out that there were still a bunch around.
And also, given that she's so like intricately tied with Imperial stuff, she's not really going to be like out in the open doing crazy Night Sister shit. So.
I want to say it was the Empire that destroyed the Night Sister. I forget that's the Separatists.
Yeah, droid scum. It's interesting to me, and I'm pretty sure that this gold stuff in the Eye of Sion is like a High Republic era thing, unless they purposefully built this gold. But so far, it seems like everything that's like this bright, shiny, regal gold look has been like High Republic stuff that they've been kind of leaning more into. So, and also in
a show about it, right?
They've done books. I think the Acolyte is supposed to take place in the High Republic. Maybe I don't remember entirely, but like a lot of Jedi Survivor was High Republic oriented stuff, and had stuff that looked visually similar to like the whole galaxy map, like beaming thing. I guess the text crawl, like a galaxy far, far away, is now too specific, and now we're going to be in a galaxy slightly differently placed. I don't know if I like that or not. I mean, I guess visually it doesn't really mean anything, but now we're going to have this and Peridia or whatever to like distinguish between. Although maybe Peridia is like their route back to the old Republic. Maybe their timeline they haven't progressed as quickly, so the Jedi are still like in the old Republic phase, and there's tons of them there or something. I don't know. I'm
That would be cool.
I'm sure
Because I
Peridia
mean, they
has
survived there
books
for a
and something,
decade,
but yeah.
so there's got to be something there.
But you'd think if it was that there would be they wouldn't have some imperial warlord out there.
Nah.
Although they don't know what the Empire is, they just know he's a blue guy. I will say from the trailers and stuff, I'm not sold on Thrawn either. It's the dude who voices him, which is fine. But
See, watch it be the opposite. I wasn't sold on Hera, and now I am, and I was sold on Thrawn, and watch it turn out that I hate him.
yeah, I mean
I think it
given
looks
that
really
we've
good.
seen like what chest up, it's kind of hard to tell because Thrawn has such a specific like movement and demeanor to him.
Yeah.
Obviously, his voice is going to be exactly the same, but I'm on the fence. It was cool to see Ryder
As Dooley.
Rebels.
Yeah, originally I thought
Clancy Brown,
he was,
that's his name.
Yeah, I thought Clancy Brown was playing Balin and not Ray Stevenson or whatever his name is.
What's funny is his character in Rebels looks like Clancy Brown, so that works. Yeah. The only thing you were saying that, oh, that's the dude who voiced him, and all I could picture was like the scene where it looks like he set them up, and then it turns out he was like buying them time, and he has like that hat on. I think it's a hat, but it looks like he has long hair, and I was like, this dude doesn't have long hair. But I think that was just his hat.
Yeah, I just watched the last episode of Rebels before this, and he was mimicking that ISB Yularen or whatever.
Oh, Clancy Brown also played the Red Deveronian in The Mandalorian.
Which one was he?
The one that was in the crew of like with Bill Burr's character when they go break the dude out of the ship, the big red guy. That was Clancy Brown. So that's kind of funny. He also voiced Savage. So he is a Star Wars person. I am still hopeful that they're gonna bring in Bo-Katan for something, and then maybe Din will tag along. I don't necessarily care if Din comes along, but I hope that they call Bo-Katan in because I want to see Bo and Sabine and Ahsoka all together.
Well, if they're doing like I think I heard they're trying to do like a Marvel multiverse kind of like
yeah, they're supposed to do a movie
Avengers,
down the road with all of them.
Yeah.
And it would be cool to see Grogu having trained with Luke now that he kind of does know Ahsoka, because I forgot that she was there with him with Luke.
Yeah.
So maybe see like, again, I don't care about the crossovers. If they want to bring them in for some group venture, they need to accomplish this thing, and they need help. Well, they have help. Bring them in. I'm not gonna be like, oh god, it's Bo-Katan. Meh. Like, no, I don't care. You want to put everybody in here for a group thing? Fine, yeah, that's. I don't care. Just don't do what you did with Boba Fett and give Mando a whole episode in the middle of this Jedi show. That'd be weird. But we kind of talked about it in between the other episodes. I'm really happy with the visuals. It does not look as cheap as the Obi-Wan show did at times. The sets look like Star Wars sets. They're not just like on some construction site in the middle of the night swinging glow sticks that you can't see shit going on.
That was one thing I did enjoy. Like a lot of the scenes, like especially on Lothal, were 100% identical. Like,
yeah, it was cool to see actually in Lothal. They didn't just play it safe and play that long shot from the tower. They're like, no, we're in here, glowing white and everything.
Yeah,
I liked the fight on Corellia being in the daytime. You could see everything happening. That's good. I don't. Literally, both major duels that happened in Obi-Wan happened in the pitch black of night, and you couldn't see anything. And I swear to, I hope they did it here, and I hope they continue to do so, that we do not see an Inquisitor in live action fly off with his lightsaber. Because, like, okay, sure, it works in the silly cartoon. It's kind of just stupid and whatever. I do not want to see that in live action. I'm worried about it the whole way through Obi-Wan. Um, I'm worried about it here. I just hope they realize how silly it would look.
Didn't we see in the trailer with Ahsoka fighting him, her do her classic like
Yeah,
stop
she
it with no
catches it
hands?
in one of those
Yeah,
trailers. I also
that'd be
really
cool.
liked the little phantom chase sequence. It felt very like Rebels with like the
Yeah,
camera angles and the lens flare
long
and
shots
everything. Like,
and
yeah, that like chase angle. That's good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of it. I also in the first episode, and I just happened to click to just a still of the Sulistans, the like Nine Num race with the like flap face. I like how many aliens that we've seen. I mean, one of
yeah.
our main like four characters right now, or two of them are aliens. Right off the bat, you have the Mon Calamari people. Um, there's various different aliens throughout. It's not just all humans, which I know a lot of people have had issues with. Um,
Yeah, with CGI and better prosthetics and stuff, you're seeing a lot more variety and diversity.
I will
Especially
say
with Star Wars getting older and older and older, they're adding more and more and more races and different cultures and different everything. So it's kind of neat.
it does, and again, it's the positives with the negatives to have the longer, more accurate Leku. They're clearly like silicone or something, and they're like
Bouncing around and
moving
everything.
around. It's like kind of
I think I
obnoxious,
would
but
still take I'd still take that over the stiff like cameos and Mandalorian stuff where everything just moved robotically. I mean, at least this looks more organic.
yeah,
I mean, especially like with the Twi'leks and stuff or with their Laku.
I also like that you could still faintly see like the circular pattern on Hera, on her Leku things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, with Ahsoka's, I am like thrilled with the fact that they took the feedback that people did not like what was there, and they weren't like, well, sorry, this is what we got now, so this is what it's gonna be. We already
Well, if
showed it. They said, no, we're okay. You don't like it, we're gonna figure it out. And they,
that's one thing Filoni's always been really good about is listening to his fan base.
I think this looks significantly better. I mean, that was the only real complaint that I had with Ahsoka and the Mandalorian, and I'd say it's perfect now. They come down to like right above her belt line almost, which is almost what they came down to in Rebels. It's just the top isn't as dramatic, but
Yeah.
I don't. That's fine. I
Well, it
also
also
like
almost
the patterning better.
seems like with each little show that they come out with, the stuff gets better and better and better and better. So they're definitely building and learning, and you see it in this show a bunch.
Yeah,
Everything I thought everything looked great in the show. I mean, except for like we talked about the curviness and the edginess to maybe her Mandalorian armor, but everything else looked really good. Ships look great. I
there's
really like the fighter ships.
there's only one other thing that I really want to mention in a quality sense, and it's just one of those tiny details that they didn't have to like worry about at all. Is when Ahsoka is like bringing her ship into that thing in that first episode, and it's like kind of panning down to the ship, and you're looking like through the cockpit glass. Like in real glass, you have like those slight little bends and those refractions, and you could see the ship hitting those little baby refractions like in the glass. Like you could see it warping a little bit. They took the time to like model that in. I would assume that maybe that's a set on the like a physical cockpit set maybe on the what's that thing called?
Oh yeah, the panorama room or the what is it?
The
The
volume.
the volume. Yeah,
Yeah.
I kept wanting to say the voice.
So maybe it wasn't intentionally modeled that detail, but it's still one of those things that adds to the realism of it being two real things. You seeing that slight like dip in glass. So that was cool.
Yeah, I keep forgetting they had that volume thing. That thing is so cool.
Yeah, I'm glad it looks like they're using it sparingly here. There's a lot of larger looking areas. I really dig her ship. Like it's clearly a practical set, I think. Um,
Oh, like the inside and everything.
Yeah, and like looking at some of this, yeah, like they're probably using the volume a good amount, but I think it still looks fine. Like the volume would be a perfect place to do this like galaxy like map thing and it be practical and you get the lighting and everything. So I don't necessarily care about the volume as much as some people do. So as long as it
I just
isn't
think it's
restricting to all
neat
these
what they can
tiny
do with it.
shots.
Yeah, I just think it's neat what they can do with it. I mean, you go from like the old way of filming stuff, you get different scenes, the lighting looks weird, you don't have continuality or anything like that. And in this, everything's consistent. I mean, you get the great lighting, you get the reflections you want, all of that.
Yeah.
I mean, same thing with like the lightsabers versus like the old movies, the new stuff where they're actually doing it with lightsabers. You get that glow, the night fight. I mean,
Also,
everything
didn't
looks
notice
great.
anything too glaringly wrong with the lightsabers in the 1 and 2 episodes versus like Kenobi. You're getting like a lot of that bounce with the lightsabers, whereas they
I
don't
didn't think
work
about
that
that.
way. Um, so nothing super obvious has stood out to me, at least on first watch. I'll be curious to see like what the if they put out any sort of numbers for what tonight's stuff did. If it does, I guess we'll talk about it next week. But um, I don't guess I have anything else to specifically talk about until next week, unless something comes up. Maybe we'll do just a normal talking video if somebody has any sort of real valuable theories to talk about. But I think we covered basically everything.
I think we did.
We got 6 more episodes. We'll be here again next week. I don't know if they're doing the same release time every week. I have no idea. But we'll probably shoot to do it at the same time if that's cool.
Tuesday, Wednesday, 9.
Yeah, I'll be curious. Surely it's Wednesday, but whichever day they stick to release, I haven't actually looked because
Why did they move this one up?
they might have just because of all of the fan events that they did as like premieres. Those were like a few days ago, so maybe just to avoid any sort of spoilers or anything, they just said, "Hey, you know what? It's ready. Clearly, all these people saw it. Maybe they got a good response, and they said, hey, let's bump this up." But I don't know. But either way, Tuesday or Wednesday, we'll be back on here at starting at I guess 9 Eastern, and we'll do the same thing. We'll watch the episode and discuss after the fact, unless there's stuff worthy of talking about between now and then. So hopefully, if any of you guys get to this point in the YouTube portion of this, you'll join us next week. So until then.